Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So Coliseum is here. We have solo and alliance. This video we're going to be talking about CROSSBONES. Next video is going to be about the everybody's beloved arcade. So we have CROSSBONES with Force of Will, so you can't reduce his ability accuracy. We have Bane, that's always fun. Inflated Ego means you can't do any damage to him unless he has 3 buffs active. Extend increases all of his buff duration by 150%, and also Countdown to Lockdown means he can throw 4 special ones before you have to bait out a level 2 from him. Then there's a bit of a helpline for you, even though I think it's kind of like poorly placed and it messes with the fight, so I generally don't use it for most champions. But beneficial effect point, so there's kind of like a trap on the floor where you cross that point and you gain a regen effect. You can do it every like 25 seconds. It's neat, but it really doesn't mess with the rotation of the fight. So that said, there's one best by far option here, and I'm actually using a rank 2 Wong. Now my rank 2 Wong, I do have medium boosts active currently as I'm recording this, but this is a rank 2 7-star Wong, and kind of will also illustrate the point. Wong is like the safest fight for this. Ironically, out of all the attempts that I did for trying to record this, this was the worst rank up here. I did make a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. I got quite lucky as well. But the entire point here basically is just, ramp up your Wong. I'm going to lose one of my first spells and it's going to go in a fairly bad cycle. Generally, I ranked up significantly faster. But we know how to ramp up Wong, right? We activate 3. There I didn't want to push myself to level 3. I probably should have. We activate 3 spells of one kind, finish with the 4th light attack, switch to the next set of spells, then we activate the next set of spells, and kind of good. Right, so I have 4th spell active. This one's going to help me regen. The yellow ones help you ramp up. The blue one's going to be for damage mainly. And here I'm going to, again, this is definitely the worst ramp up. Luckily, there's no timer in this fight, because I generally wasted like a minute here ramping up suboptimally. But once you do have your Wong ranked up, it's like a very easy fight. You just really don't want to get to your level 3s too much, but it's not the end of the world either. But yeah, so now I'm activating my 2nd spell here. The last set of spells is going to be super fast, I promise. I just messed up these ones, not the other ones. So I have 3 regen spells active, so I'm going to be able to regen quite a lot in this fight, so I'm not really worried about my health either. Now I'm going to activate my level 2 to refresh all the spells. Now I want to go in. Well, I'm going to go for another level 2. By the looks of it, I really could have just thrown that level 1 there, but fine, whatever. Need to wait out at level 2, and then we're going to get into activating my blue spells, which is going to give me more damage. So wonderful stand-up intercept, 2nd spell here immediately. We're kind of positioning ourselves reasonably nice. And again, you do want to be baiting out those level 1s from CROSSBONES, so he gains more fury buffs, and then that means you can do damage. And additionally, obviously, Mystic Dispersion is a thing, so Mystic Dispersion is going to give me extra power for more special attacks. Now I'm ramped up, and now we can cook. And now the fight's very easy. Bait out the 4 level 1s, basically. Choose which way you're going to get to your level 2s with your basic hits or charging a heavy attack, but you are ramping up like stupidly fast here. You make a slight mistake here, but again, I'm not really stressed about any single errors that I make in this, because I can always do this. Well, almost. Again, just regen. And again, this is the worst start of the 3 attempts that I tried to record here, but it works out the best eventually. So stick with me. And now again, let's bait out at level 1. Wonderful. And charge that heavy attack. And I want to bait out another level 1. Unfortunately, he wasn't yet at the full bar of power. I'm not really paying attention to Bane too much either, to be honest, in this fight. It's kind of... using Wong for this is definitely kind of playing it on easy mode compared to the other champions. And again, so we have one more that we can bait out. And he's already at 5 bars, so now we have to land the mediums and lights as requested, basically. But meanwhile, we can just spam level 2s as well. We're not worried about anything there. And going for another level 2, because why not? We can afford ourselves this luxury. So bait out that level 2. Sweet. Now I need to bait out level 1, so he has 3 Furies active. I'm gonna get in a few mediums. Wonderful and easy. Not much to worry about. And here we go. So, this is basically the fight at this point. And you can do this until you kind of mess up or the timer is too short for you to land in the specified set of hits, basically. So now again, I do need to push him to level 2. Otherwise, he's special locked, doing some solid amount of damage there. That's 9 bars. Now it's starting to hurt in a block a little bit, but it's fine. Oh, I do make a mistake here. Here I was very worried, but it's fine. Activate at level 2, get some more regen. We pushed him into level 2, which is fine. And yeah, not particularly worried about any single thing. We're gonna get him another level 1 out of him, because Wong does a good amount of damage on basic hits as well, so when you do need to land them. Here I didn't want to get level 3, but it is what it is. But he's at 9 bars already, and as we can see, this is extremely sustainable. We do have a solid amount of regeneration going. Unfortunately, here he doesn't have any Fury buffs active, so I can't do any damage. So again, I'm gonna need him to throw that level 1 before I can start doing the damage. Wonderful, let's do that now. Let's get in some regen. Ain't that nice? Ain't that nice? There. Drop that. Let's get in some more regen. From 74 to 82, slowly but surely, recovering my health. Lemon squeezy. And let's get some more. Now we're gonna bait out the level 2 because we have to, but we're back to full health. And again, this is a rank 2 Wong. Keep that in mind. I'm gonna accidentally push him back to level 2, which is a mistake in hindsight, but fine. Not the end of the world. And he has no Furies. Now he does. So again, I need to be careful getting all my light hits the best I can. So again, I want him to throw that, so he and that's kind of like the thing about this fight can go sideways quickly if opponent doesn't throw the specials at all or gets stingy. But for most part, yeah, with Wong, this fight is definitely quite easy. And there we go. Gonna bait this out. We are at 14 bars here. I think I'm gonna get wrecked somewhere here because I'm not gonna manage to get in the light hits. Or I will, but then I'm gonna, yeah, I think I'm gonna finish on 14 bars. But you know, still for a rank 2 semester, very, very good attempt. You guys have seen the fight. And at some point here, yeah, this is gonna be the very end here. He's not gonna cooperate with me at all. And I don't have enough time to get into light, so I'm gonna die here at 14 bars. Which is fine. Another champion that does very well, but the fight is significantly more finicky. At the very least, to me, it seemed significantly more finicky. Is Kushala. It is not as comfortable. It is way more dangerous because you're giving CROSSBONES a ton of Furies, and when you do make mistakes, it will kind of come to haunt you. But you know, the more you try this fight, the more comfortable you get, the better you'll do. I think I did like 12 bars or something. I'm sure you can do a lot more because, like, every single time when I did these fights. Oh wait, did I? I don't think the one. I don't think I cut it up because I did make a mistake somewhere. Like there we go. Because this was like third attempt as well. This is a bit more finicky fight for sure. Oh wait, I think there's one more. I think there's one more. Yep. Try this one. I think there might have been 4. And yeah, it's not the easiest fight, but it is fast. It is much faster to do because you don't really have to ramp up. And the kind of, as soon as you land one of your fate seals from level 2, so much damage so fast here, it's kind of ridiculous. Unfortunately here I was a split second too late. But that's okay, because you can heavy punish his level 1 and his heavy attack. And now that didn't stick, unfortunately. Is this the one that I did well? We're gonna push him level 2, why not? And here again, like when you can stick your level 2 soul barb, then this fight becomes a lot easier to do. So higher Sig Kushala does help as well. You can absolutely do this fight with a lower Sig Kushala as well, for sure. But higher Sig 1 would help. And again, because like when you throw your level 1s, if he purifies your incinerates, he gains furies, and that gives you more power, and that gives you more buffs that you can nullify and all that stuff. So it's actually kind of crazy how fast the fight can go. But again, you're going to be playing with a big number of furies very, very fast. And it's dangerous. Especially in the moments of level 2s. CROSSBONES level 2 is absolutely dexable, by the way. I just barely ever have fought against CROSSBONES, so I can do it, but inconsistently. So in this type of content, I try not to. But check this out. Now we're going to start cooking. We have passive soul bar active. Now we have 29 incinerates on. 29. How about more? We have 31 now. Only 2 passives there. We're going to try and get another soul barb on. And unfortunately, it doesn't stick. We do land in a heavy. And he's getting more and more and more. And look at that. Like, he went from basically 5 health bars to 10 in no time. And here I'm going to make a mistake. I didn't dex it properly. But obviously, had I just dex this level 2, we would have done another like 3 or 4 bars very, very quickly. And another champion that I noticed that a bunch of people used, but I don't have highly ranked, is Mojo. Mojo actually turns out to be very, very good for this fight because you do have that constant regen kind of topping you up. Obviously, with 6-star, it's significantly harder, but Mojo does this quite well too. Because you do have constantly some sort of buffs expiring. Because of increased buff duration, they are still sticking around for quite a reasonable amount of time. And yeah, you do have like the regen and everything else that's kind of helping you stay in the fight. And it is genuinely quite an interesting fight. So if you do have highly ranked Mojo, this is also absolutely a solid option. And I'm gonna play this quite poorly because this was just a one fight that I did try out. But Mojo does very, very, very well in this fight. Especially once you kind of get going with your 5, Mojo tasks completed. And when you do get all the feud, everything else, and you do get your regens, and Mystic Dispersion is still again helping you to top your power levels up. And we're going to see here, it works quite nice. It's just that, yeah, I would need a bigger Mojo, I suppose, for this. But hey, if you do have one ranked up, go for it. Here I thought I would reach the level 2, but I digress. I didn't. And yeah, so I'm not gonna show the entire Mojo fight, but here I do make a mistake, but we do kind of recover from it slightly, and this kind of shows why he's good for it, because he has the ability to stay in the fight quite well. I'm not gonna try and complete this prompt. So I just dropped a heavy attack. It gave me Punisher special, which obviously I can't do immediately now. So I think I'm gonna switch it up again. and now it is completable. So yeah, obviously with Mojo, you can never control what kind of prompts you get. And here, honestly, like stunning, parrying the opponent's probably the worst one to get. But fine. So we basically have 16% health now, and we have only done 1 bar of power. But I'm gonna end up doing like 5 bars of power. And again, I played quite poorly. This was my first go around trying out Mojo for this. But evidently he works out very, very well. So here I was like hoping that we fulfill the mission before the prompt expires, and we did, just by a hair. And yeah, so I'm gonna fast forward this a little bit, but we're gonna see that I end up somewhere at like 5 bar range. And again, I'm basically gonna die from the chip damage, and because my regen can't quite keep up with the chip damage, and if you did have like a 7-star ranked up, you do well better. But there you go. So that is basically the CROSSBONES fight. So as you can see, that Kushala is the most popular option, but it's not the best option. If you're taking a look at their ratings, basically the proficiency, the higher number in proficiency means that overall the champion's doing better. And that just kind of showcases how good Wong is. Wong getting used 4% of the time, but he has done 8% of the health bars, and his proficiency is like 4.87. That is a lot. That is very good. Also, North Star is very, very good for this with proficiency of 3.6. So North Star is good. Absman, if you have one, is going to do well also. And then besides that, we do have Spidey, the Mystic Spidey, the OG Mystic Spidey. That as well, obviously, Mojo has very, very high, nearly 4 in proficiency. Finally, Enchantress. The Mad Lads that can use and want to use Enchantress offensively can do quite well too. Symbiote Supreme does quite well. And there you go. Those are like the best options here. Wong by far the MVP though. Let me know what you guys think, and I'm gonna catch you guys soon. Bye bye. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about the next